Hello everyone, and if this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. It's wonderful to have you here with me today. In today's cat's message, it's a short one, but it's impactful. But before I share that with you, please note that this is a collective group message and it may not be for you, and that is okay. Leave today and come back and visit me tomorrow, because that message may be more aligned with what you need to know for the day. So, what is our message? Stay in your own lane. Simple one, hey? Don't get distracted by others or allow others to distract you. Are you consciously aware of your work and home environment and how they impact you? Is it a positive? Is it a negative? Does it distract you or does it keep you focused? Attaining any goal or dream takes drive, focus, commitment, consistency, and determination, so that you stay in your own lane and you get to the finish line. You may have moments where the finish line seems so far away, that it seems so and feels so unreachable for you, and causing you maybe to feel overwhelmed. It's in those moments of doubt, keep going. Keep going. One foot in front of the other. Baby steps. Even this much of a move forward is a move forward, and acknowledge it. What matters most is that you complete the race. You get to that finish line. I want to speak a little bit more about this, and really I guess the essence of the meaning is so much. We have often goals, dreams, things we want to attain. It doesn't matter what it is. And there are either we allow people to take us off path, off course, or others endeavour to take us off course. So get out of our lane. It's up to us to identify that and take note of that, and, really sit and go, you know what? I respect that that's them. They don't understand where I'm headed, and that's okay. But it's up to us to make sure we stay in our own lane. We cannot blame anybody else. Oh, it was their fault. Oh, it's because that circumstance happened. It's very easy to blame. And of course, that's our default for so many people in life. It's the default. It's what we've been programmed, is to look for external things to blame as to why we don't get to where we want to go. Really, at the end of the day, as hard as this is maybe a little bit confronting and a little bit harsh, but it is up to you to make those choices, what you allow to take you off your path. You do have a choice. It may not feel like it, but take that time to identify what the distraction is, or what the bling is to take you on go in someone else's lane. Because let's face it, we may have a goal, and there may be someone that we know in your vicinity, whether it be on Facebook, that is doing something similar to what you want to achieve. And maybe they've achieved it. And often we get taken away from our path, and I call it comparison syndrome, and we sometimes shift path. We try other ways to get to our finish line, where we should stay in our lane and just keep going with what you've planned to do to get there. So, really important message: stay in your own lane, stay focused, and do not allow any bling bling or anything else to distract you from the finish line. So, if this is your first time here, I also read a page from the Daily Guidance book, which I'm guided to stop wherever, and also I pull a card from the Universal Love Healing deck. I have no idea what I've pulled until I share it with you. So let's get into this one. forgive a resentment. Before I read this page, if you'd like to just close your eyes, take a deep breath, just to center yourself, and so you can really absorb these words. When someone's behavior triggers pain, you may hold resentment towards that person. Yet you only hurt yourself with this emotion, as it lowers your energy, enthusiasm, and effectiveness. Any unkind words or deeds that an individual directs towards you are only a reflection of that person. His or her behavior is not a statement about the true you. When people act unkindly, they eclipse light and love from their life, which then attracts more experiences that fuel their discontent. The more unlovable people seem to be, the more that they need love, which heals unhappiness and ignites warmth in their heart. This does not mean, however, that you must spend more time in the company of those who seem to behave unkindly towards you. You can send them caring thoughts from a safe distance and still accomplish your goal. When you direct love towards someone who you previously resented, healing occurs on 3 levels. 1. It frees you from the pain and anguish of anger. It frees you, I should say. 2. It breaks undesirable patterns, since you always attract what you think about. 3. It helps heal the other person. Forgive someone today. The benefit you derive from doing so far exceeds any pleasure that holding on to the resentment may have afforded you. Let it go and be free. Thought for today. I forgive, releasing the first resentment that comes to mind. I turn old anger into the energy of healing love. I am willing to forgive. So, as the message, the channeled message that I wrote this morning, don't get distracted by others or allow others to distract you. It seems that with that message, maybe the distraction is coming in the form of a disagreement, hurt by what someone has said about you. It is coming in the form of something that you are holding on to, whether it be a friend or a family member. That's distracting you, meaning it's distracting your focus from what you're doing, because that situation is continuously, maybe not continuously, but often playing off through your thoughts. Something may have said, that's just what's really highlighting when I've read this book. It's narrowed it down again to a person or people. It could be from a work, something, maybe your boss pulled you up on something, gave you some feedback, and that feedback has really hurt, or it's upset you or made you angry. That is a distraction. So I just wanted to give you different situations, because sometimes we look at and we hear words and we look at it from one perspective. I want to give you a whole different sort of perspective and different scenarios in what I'm speaking about. So you can go, didn't think of that. Yeah, it's that. So really take some time out and take note of who your thoughts are about. If it's a particular person and, they said that to me and I'm pissed off, or they said that to me and I'm hurt, that's a distraction. That's what I mean by other people distracting you. And it's only you that can choose to manage your thoughts and choose how you react to that. So let's move on to the Universal Love card. What have we got this one? We've got 2 again today. One jumped out, and I didn't realise I automatically put that one back, and then I kept shuffling and another one jumped out. So it'll be interesting. I'm not sure what the first one was. Balance. We have had this card a few times. And so it could mean in reference to your emotional state is not balanced. You could be feeling anxious. You could be feeling overwhelmed. You could be feeling sadness. Other people refer to it as depressed. So therefore, if you looked at it and went, what percentage am I feeling anxious, stressed, depressed, whatever it is, as opposed to whether you want to say happy or balanced? What is it? Is it out of balance? Are you feeling off track more often than what you're feeling on track? Maybe that's a way to word it, because it's balance. Or are you doing too much work and not enough playtime? Is that unbalanced? Is it unbalanced that time for self? You're not, you're too much with others and not really investing in you and giving you time. Balance comes in so many forms. So maybe look at all aspects of your life and see if you have balance in all areas. Because you may find you have balance in a couple, but you're missing in one. And maybe that particular one is really important for your emotional and mindset state of being. So really look at the balance in your life. Have you got balance in all areas? And with your relationship, with your beloved, is there balance there? Are you spending enough quality time together? Is that lacking? That's really important. So look at all areas of your life. Are you spending enough quality time with friends, enough quality time with family? Is that out of balance? So there's a lot. All right, so let's go to the book and read what it says about balance. The lady in the picture consoles a man who is sad and lonely. This man's heart is full of unexpressed emotions, which some point he no longer is able to contain. The tears flow and the healing occurs. Regardless of whether you are male or female, this card mirrors what is happening energetically and emotionally inside you. It represents your yang masculine energy and the healing that automatically occurs when you open your heart and allow your feelings to flow through. There is no need to analyze anything. Simply release all you feel inside. If you feel like confiding in a trusted friend or a health professional, then do it. Journal writing is also very helpful and therapeutic. Start to make time for you. Be loving and gentle with yourself. This is a time to nurture you. Now, if that doesn't reiterate the page, it's once again really giving clarity about the balance, that it's maybe about you, that you're, okay, I'm getting emotional and mindset state is not balanced. So this distractions of maybe people or environment or what's happening at work is really, I'm going to say, taking over your thoughts. I won't say consuming, but taking over your thoughts. And so they're not balanced in positive versus negative. The negative is far outweighing the positive. So really, that is a wonderful message today, to really get your emotional and mindset state in check. Take note of it. Take note of it. Don't just go, I feel crap, I'm having a bad day and I'm okay with that. No, don't be okay with that. You can't replace time. You cannot buy time. So value your time. And don't be okay with having a whole bad day. If your emotional state is unbalanced, do whatever it takes to get it balanced. Get to the finish line. Okay, the next card is the one that I pulled. We've not had this one in Kat's message. Message from afar. Message from afar. I have not pulled this card for quite a while, actually. So let's see what it has to say. All right, before I read this particular message, I'd love for you just to close your eyes, take a deep breath. Just so you can recenter yourself and really hone in and absorb the words that come from this message. Have the courage to live your dream. Let it unfold from within your soul. Listen to your inner voice. Be yourself. Do what your heart asks of you. Live, speak, and breathe your truth. Every situation you find yourself in is here to assist you to grow in love and wisdom. Always make the most of life. Focus on what you have, not on what you don't. Be grateful. Show compassion for those less fortunate than you. Smile more often. Dance when no one is watching. Think about your eternal soul. Think about eternity. Think about heaven. Remember to smell the roses, to look up at the sky, to feel the earth beneath you and the endless universe that surrounds you and the stars above you. Feel the breeze, the trees, and the love that fills and surrounds you. You are loved unconditionally, no matter what. Think about 1,000 years from now and 1,000,000 years from now. Isn't that a beautiful card and another message to follow on from the balance? And the main message, stay in your own lane. The first line in the card was, have the courage to live your dream. And you can only do that if you stay in your own lane and not allow the distraction of others or allow yourself to be distracted. Ask yourself today what matters most. To live your best life, attain your dream life, the lifestyle you want to live, or allow what's going on in your external world that you cannot manage. You can't change it, but what you can manage is your reaction to it. And you can do this by staying balanced, staying in your own lane, and staying 100% focused, determined, and committed to living your best life. And I am fully aware and respect that this isn't easy. What I'm asking and what I'm sharing is not an easy feat. However, when we look and we break things down and we break them down in little bite-sized chunks, plan it, have the end goal in mind, and then work backwards sometimes makes it so much easier and clearer to get, and it seems less overwhelming for some reason. For me it does anyway. It may not for you, but I like to do the end goal and then work backwards, and it seems to be so much easier for me to find the steps in order to attain a particular goal or whatever it is I want. And it seems less overwhelming because sometimes a step I'll even break down to a few more within that one step. Remember that this much movement is better than none or going backwards. And as it said in Message of Afar, Look at what you have achieved rather than what you haven't. And often when we do that, that can be the important factor that holds us back, because we're focusing, oh, we haven't done this and we haven't done that and we haven't done this and we haven't done that. And we have forgotten to look at that little bit that we did achieve. And that's the gold right there. Because tomorrow, if you do a little bit more, that's another step. Even if it's a quarter of a step, does it matter? No. Doesn't matter how you get to the finish line so long as you get there. And yes, some people might be saying, yeah, but time's important, otherwise you become complacent with time. But I'm going, once momentum starts, once you build that practice and you gain a bit and a bit and a bit, those bits are going to become massive steps, because when you gain momentum, it gives you confidence, right? So don't focus on the time. Focus on the achievements. And know that once you build momentum and you become more confident because of the little wins that you celebrate along the way, those little wins become bigger wins. And so that time is always achievable. Because once that momentum builds, it's the excitement builds. It's like, no, I want this and I want it now. So I hope that gives you a different perspective of looking at it. That people say to me, oh yeah, but then you become complacent and you don't really do. And I said, no, that's not. If you really look at something that you've achieved and you've achieved a little step, then you're going, oh, I'm going to do more. It builds momentum, but when it's consistent. So that is what I'm getting for today's message, and I hope that it resonates with you. If you've enjoyed today's message and you'd like to see more, I'd be so grateful if you would subscribe to my channel and also click on the notifications bell so you'll be notified tomorrow when I upload the next video. Never forget that you matter, and you are your most valuable asset. So always invest in you. So for today, take care, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.